And then you find that in the morning, Abu Qudama Ash Shami leaves to perform jihad. Another individual comes with his face wrapped, begins to ride swiftly on his horse around Abu Qudama Ash Shami, begins to show his talent in front of Abu Qudama Ash Shami. He opens his face and he sees a face as bright as the moon, a face of a young boy, not even reaching the age of 17 years old. He says to Abu Qudama Ash Shami, let me participate with you. He looks at him and says that you're not the age to participate. He said, don't you know the advice that was given to you yesterday? And the rain that was given to you, and the bag that was given to you yesterday? He said, what bag are you talking about? What rains are you talking about? He said, don't you remember the woman who came to your door? What about that woman? He said, that woman is my mother. Because Abu Qudama Ash Shami said, go back and serve your mother. But he said, go back and serve your father. He said, my father has been killed, made shaheed, inshallah, fighting against the Crusaders. He said, go and serve your mother. He said, that was my mother. My mother is the one that sent me out. And my older brother has been made shaheed as well. And I'm going to come with you, Abu Qudama Ash Shami. Abu Qudama Ash Shami didn't want him. But the boy became persistent to remain with him. So Abu Qudama Ash Shami said that you can remain with us. The boy said, let me serve you at least. Let me be with you. And remain with you. Remain in your suhbah. So the boy decides that he will take care of Abu Qudama Ash Shami. Abu Qudama Ash Shami said to him, go and prepare the futur. Prepare the meal. So Abu Qudama Ash Shami rests with his friends. After a short while, they find that the meal is not present in front of them. Abu Qudama Ash Shami gets up and begins to look for the young boy. He goes and he sees woods have been collected. The fire has been ignited. Something is boiling on the fire. And the young boy is lying beside the fire on a rock and fallen asleep. Abu Qudama Ash Shami thinks in his mind, I'm not going to disturb this young boy. Because of the ta'ab, being a shab, being a young boy, inexperienced in the field of striving in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, tiredness and fatigue has taken him over. Let him sleep and I will prepare the meal. As he's preparing the meal, his eyes fall on the young boy. And he sees the boy beginning to laugh and smile in his sleep. And then he opens his eyes. He gasps and he finds, Ya Ammi, O my uncle, it's not befitting for you, Abu Qudama Ash Shami, that I am preparing the meal. Forgive me for my mistake, let me return back to my duty. Abu Qudama Ash Shami said to him, Ya Wallahi, I'm not going to let you return until you don't tell me, why were you laughing, why were you smiling in your sleep? Tell me the ru'ya that you saw. So the boy narrates, Ya Abu Qudama Ash Shami, this is what I saw in my dream. I saw in a dream, I have entered into paradise. That's what I saw in my dream. And I entered into paradise, and I'm walking through paradise. And I come to a great big palace. And I see beautiful women in front of that palace, washing themselves. And I look at them, and they look at me, and they say, he is the beloved one. He is the blessed one. He is the chosen one. He is the most benevolent and the loved husband, pointing at me. Zawjun Mardiyya, referring to me. And they told me to enter into the palace. When I entered into the palace, I saw a woman whose beauty that flabbergasted my mind, blew away my mind, blew away my soul. And I approached her to touch her. She said to me, look, you will meet me tomorrow after Dhuhr. And that is when I smiled and I laughed and I woke up. We will meet tomorrow after Dhuhr will be the meeting between me and you. the morning we find that Abu Qudama Ash Shami begins to prepare his battalion. They begin to read ayat from Surah Al-Anfal, the chapter entitled The Booty, to build the emotion of the believers around him. Every single individual is meeting one another. They've all got someone to meet. As for the boy, he has no one to meet in the ranks of his battalion. He begins to ride at the front of the army. Abu Qudama Ash Shami says to him, "Go back, my young boy. Go back, my young son. You are inexperienced. You don't have the faculty. You don't have the ability to understand the tactics of warfare. You don't have that experience. This is the first warfare that you are taking part in. Return back." He goes, "La wallahi, I'm not going to return back. I came here for a purpose. I came here for a goal. I'm going to remain here." As they begin to argue, war breaks out between the Muslims and the Crusaders. Every man is for himself. Abu Qudama Ash Shami now begins to carry on what he's best at doing. And every single individual around him begins to strive and struggle in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then you find that fighting continues until Dhuhr, whereby the Crusaders are destroyed. Every single individual is looking for the other individual. And Abu Qudama Ash Shami begins to look for the young boy. So everyone is looking for his sahib, the comrade that was beside him, the companion that fought with him, the friend that was with him. They're all looking for each other. As for Abu Qudama Ash Shami, begins to look for the young boy, looking everywhere, till eventually he hears a voice shouting out, "Send me my son, send me my uncle, call me my uncle Abu Qudama Ash Shami. Where is my aunt? Where is my blessed uncle?" Abu Qudama Ash Shami comes up to him. The boy gives a wasiyah, a legacy to Abu Qudama Ash Shami. Abu Qudama Ash Shami begins to clean the young boy's blood with his own shirt. The young boy begins to cry and says, "Ya Abu Qudama Ash Shami, don't use your shirt, use my shirt. And the reason I want you to use my shirt is take it back to my mother. Show it to my mother. I didn't die as a coward. So my mother can see the blood on my shirt and not on your shirt." Ya Abu Qudama Ash Shami. Abu Qudama Ash Shami, a great mujahid, begins to weep and cry. Has been ajaib in his life, but has never seen anything like this. Don't wipe it with your blessed shirt. Oh my blessed uncle, use my shirt and take it back in this bag and show it to my mother. And tell my mother, I fought like a warrior. I didn't fight like a coward, and I never turned back. Give that glad tidings to my blessed mother. So he places, and the boy takes his shahada and says, بإذن الله تعالى بعد الظهر فكان موعده, the promise that was given to him, you will meet us in paradise after Dhuhr. And that was a promise that Allah had written down for this young individual.